Well, I knew it was going to happen at some point. It had to. It was only a matter of time. But yet another one of my bikes has gone down into the history books, no longer being made. But there is a silver lining, which may help out a little bit with the pain. So if you haven't heard already, guys, the FJR1300 is discontinued as of January 2025. No longer going to be made, but there is a little silver lining that I'm going to tell you about in just a minute. And it's a shame for me because I love my FJR. I call her Black Maddie. She's an 09. You know, when the FJR came out in 01, it set the stage. I mean, it was the first bike that was like made for touring. It had a comfortable position, had all the power of a sport bike. The bags finally made sense. They looked good on the back of it. And, you know, it was just a all-around good bike, you know, and it kind of set the stage for sport touring and actually opened up a new segment of super sport touring because the bike is so powerful, man. It's got a 1298cc inline 4. And man, the thing just got gobs of power. In 06, they did an upgrade. They were carbureted. They moved over to the fuel injection, did some other upgrades, the heat management of it, you know, and started, you know, focusing more on the ride and the styling. It had like a style upgrade as well. Mine is a 09. I really like the 09 style. It has a nice body shape, especially in black, of course. I love black. Most of my bikes are black. And it's a great bike, man. Like, it's been awesome. I've owned this one since 2013, so it's going on like 12 years now. And the amount of breakdowns, services, repairs is absolutely zero. I do some of the maintenance myself, you know, the fluids and all that, and, you know, oil changes and stuff like that to keep it healthy. But there was never any breakdown, there was never a leaking, there was never something that shut down and broke me down anywhere that I was at. I know there was a video when I went to the homecoming, but I had an issue, but that was only acting up because I forgot to tighten up the battery terminal, and it worked loose as we were going down the road. It was a 12-hour run. But anyways, it never messed up on me. Always have been reliable for me, always ran. These bikes are, you know, what a lot of people would consider bulletproof. No engine really is bulletproof, but this is one of those bikes that are out there, like Hondas and some Yamahas and Kawasaki's, that just have an engine that is just so well built that it's just, you know, most people are taking these over 100,000 miles, 200,000 miles. Any video that I watched that compared the sport touring class, you know, when I was buying this, I was watching a bunch of videos and trying to, you know, figure out what I wanted to do. This one always came out on top as far as the balance, the power, the position that you're in, you know, the capabilities and all that. And they were putting this up against like the Concourse, the Honda ST, the BMW, and, you know, this always came up on top. So that really helped me make my mind up when I did buy it in 2013. And it's been an awesome purchase. And, you know, this bike has stayed relevant even throughout those years. You know, it has all the power that you need, all the comfort, the adjustable windshield. It doesn't have the heated grips like the new ones. Like the newer ones, if you get now, I think from 2016 up, they had more of the adjustable suspension inside of your dash. They had more of a digital dash with controls. Heated grips, different drive modes. Mine has the adjustable suspension, but it's a lever on the side and it's just soft or hard. I don't have the heated grips. I really wish I did. I do have a throttle lock, and because this bike is tuned the way it is, this throttle lock really works well, actually, because this bike, if you just hold it in one position, it'll hold that speed. So the throttle lock works pretty well with this. So this bike I've taken on so many trips. Like I said, I don't have any like negative things to say about the bike except the seat. This seat is hard, man, like rock hard. And it's like a typical sport bike seat. You know, it comes super hard. Not that it's uncomfortable, but it's just hard. Riding around town, short rides or whatever, it's fine. But any kind of long distance ride, I put my air seat on it. and it's not an issue from there. The position of the handlebars from the factory are really nice. They're up high, they give you a comfortable position. They do have risers, which I got and I put on here, and they raise it up a little bit more. I think it was like a 2-inch or a 1-inch rise. And that just helps out with when you're riding. I wanted to be able to stand up a little bit. It's a little comfortable. I can stretch my legs. Because it is an upright seat, there is no leaning back and kicking your feet out. So you're kind of stuck with, you know, one upright or forward position with this. It's not bad, but when you're taking a big, long ride, it just wasn't really fitting it. Now, of course, I got blue now. If you watch the channel, I got a Kawasaki Vulcan Voyager. And that is exactly that. It's made to be lounge chair, you know, sitting back in a sofa while you're riding down the thruway. This one, it's capable, but it just is not as comfortable as a full dresser, a bagger, something made for, you know, over the road. While the new ones were coming out and they had these features, you know, I still looked at mine as being relevant with those and didn't really see a need to upgrade, besides the creature comforts of having more controls right in your, you know, your hand grips and the heated grips. It stayed relevant. It stayed doing its job. The windscreen is really cool. When you're on the, you know, like thruway or whatever, you can use this and really get more. I mean, it does have good protection, but this all the way up, I mean, when it's raining out, you're barely getting touched. It does cause a little bit of buffering because it is a slimmer windshield, and this is more of a sportier style. Like, it's caught between sport bike and touring bike, so there are some give and takes there as far as like the comfort when you're on the road. A quick look here. The things that you would expect from the new version versus, you know, the older version here is the LEDs. You know, these are the old school regular bulbs, and the new ones, they have LED bulbs. They also have LED turn signals, LED tail lights and all that. I was lucky enough to find the actual FJR backrest with the you know, the cutout FJR in the back here. It was super hard to find. It took me forever. There are backrests out there, but they're not necessarily like this one with that plate right there. Pretty thick plate. You can put like a bag or something up there. But yeah, other than that, I put on some Two Brother Racing exhaust, give it some sound, breathe a little bit. The intake, well, I couldn't really do an intake on this bike, but I switched to a K&N air filter, and, you know, kind of let it breathe a little bit better. But other than that, didn't really touch it too much. It is what it is, and that's a beautiful bike. I got my ratty little tank protector. It's time for a new one. But yeah, these bikes stay relevant, and if you watch the channel, you see that I did drop it a couple times, so I went and got some frame sliders. You figured I would have spent, what, 17, 20 bucks or so, whatever they were. But yeah, she's been down. It's heavy. It's an upright bike. It's kind of top heavy-ish, I would say, if you're a shorter person. I'm 6'1", so it's really not an issue with me, but there are some times where I'm backing up, and yes, you know, I'm tippy-toeing it, and it's a heavy bike. It's close to 7 wet, so it has some girth, it has some beef to it. But yeah, so the one good news is the silver lining to all of this is that the good thing is they're still available in Canada. So it's only the US that they are discontinuing the FJR, and that's primarily due to, you know, emissions. Everything has to get, you know, checked and worked down. And as you know, Kawasaki Vulcan Voyager, like a lot of other bikes too, you should check on yours, is neutered from the factory to meet, you know, emission standards and all that are like just way ridiculous. So bikes are usually neutered. ECU flash is a good idea with any bike. But yeah, it came from that, just changing styles of riding, and mainly the price of the emissions expectations. So it'll continue on in Canada. So if you're near the border like us, if I still want a new one, I can go over there. It's going to be in those weird kilometers, but I don't know, I'll deal with it. But if you want to take a ride, you can still get your hands on one. So it's a little bit of a silver lining to it, but I wish they would come back with, like, you know, some different newer features. But hey, it's still going on. They're still making it. So who knows? Future years may have better things to it, may improve on it. There's still an opportunity to get it. Now, of course, there's used. You can always get them used, and you can get these fairly cheap used. And you get a heck of a bike for what you pay, too, because if you're looking for like a 09, I don't know, you know, mine is in pretty decent shape. I take care of it, shine it up, spit shine it all the time, but no, I maintenance and take care of it pretty well. If you can find one that that is in good shape, you know, you can pay, you know, $4,000 or $5,000. I mean, they're not expensive. So these are going down as the classics now that were expensive bikes, and you know, if you get a new one, it is kind of expensive, probably 18 to 20 grand for a new one. But these are something that you can pick up, you know, the older version, and have almost everything that the new one has, and have a heck of a bike, man. So anyways, guys, just wanted to break the terrible, horrible news to you. I'm broke up about it. I don't know if you guys are too. If you ride one, if you own one, let me know. Leave a comment down there what year you got, what you've been doing to it, how long you've been crying since you heard the news. Like, it really kind of encapsulates, though, the thought, you know, in other videos I said, you know, this is my forever bike, as well as Titan, my 04 Honda VTX 1800. They're going to be lifer bikes for me. You know, I'll keep them for the rest of my life. And now that it's discontinued and they're not making them anymore in the US, at least, you know, she means a little bit more to me. Maybe she'll mean a little bit more on the market. Never know. So get one while you can. Anyways, guys, see you on the next one.